Why do we love skiing so? Skiing is the snowy interface between dream and reality, between a child's universal dream of flying, free from gravity, a dreamlike state of grace, and the reality of cold fingers, cold toes, movements that still feel awkward, equipment that still fights back, less than perfect snow. Real skiing exists between these two poles. The better you ski, the closer you come to the sport we've all dreamed about. In the last few years, skiing has come a lot closer to our dream of skiing. We didn't get better. Our skis did. Skis are more than two boards with turned-up tips. For generations now, the sides of our skis have had a subtle curve. Widest at the tip, narrower at the center, wide again at the tail. This subtle curve, or side cut, has always been what makes our skis turn. The wide tip has always bitten more deeply into the snow, pulling us into our new turn. The narrower tail has always gripped the snow less well, slipping sideways a bit to produce a skidded turn. Even better, the narrow waist of an edge ski can be pressed into the snow, bending the entire edge of the ski. When our skis follow the curve of this bent edge, we make carved turns. Turns have always been, relatively speaking, either more carved or more skidded, depending on the skill and finesse of the skier. So what's new today? The super side cut ski was an idea in the wind, an idea whose time had come. Ski designers started to ask themselves, since it's the side cut that makes a ski turn, will a more deeply curved side cut make a ski turn better? At first, the answer was maybe. Then it became a resounding yes. The super side cut, or shaped ski, was born. Skis with a much deeper side cut, with much wider tips and tails, and a proportionately much narrower waist. It wasn't just an improvement. It was a revolution. How do these new skis work? Why do they work so much better? It's all about carving, not skidding. Deep side cut, or shaped skis, have two big advantages. You don't need to edge them as much to carve a clean turn, which actually means that you can carve turns at slower speeds than ever before, a kind of gentle carving. But when you do lay these new skis way over on edge, they'll carve a faster and shorter turn than any skis could before. A few years ago, these deep-waisted skis were a novelty. Today, shaped skis are ubiquitous. Does this mean that everyone is skiing better today? Alas, no. You can wind up making very sloppy turns on shaped skis. Since they're designed to be skied in shorter lengths, it's quite easy to twist these new skis sideways and skid out more than ever. I have to level with you. It's not so much that these skis work in a radically different way. They simply work much better. I've always focused on the way ski design, not twisting and pivoting, produces turns. So I'm quite proud of the fact that all the advice I offered in my first 2 video ski lessons still works with the new skis. only now it works even better. In my Breakthrough on Skis 1 and 2 videotapes, you'll still find the shortest path I know to expert skiing, to making friends with bumps and powder. Think of this video as the graduate course, going one step deeper. In it, I want to explore with you the nuances of expert skiing. Above all, how you can coax the very best performance from your new shaped or super side cut skis. Let's watch a number of expert skiers carving pure arcs on their new shaped skis. What are these skiers doing to make their skis carve? Maybe we should ask, what is it they are not doing? None of these skiers are twisting or pivoting their feet to start their turns. They are not using any rotary movements at all at the start of the turn. Let's look closer at the beginning of each turn. These expert skiers are in no hurry to twist their skis down the hill. Instead, their skis continue to move forward across the slope for a brief instant or two, even after they've committed themselves to turning. But they are doing something. What is the action that triggers today's carved turn? The answer is shifting weight. When the skier moves from one ski to the other, the turn starts. But it starts slowly, patiently, progressively. This is so important, I want to say it once more. To create a new turn, move onto your new ski, but don't twist your feet. That's what I mean by the confidence not to turn. You don't give up turning, you just let your skis do it for you. It really is a confidence game. I shift my weight to my top ski a split second before I want to turn. I let my body move forward and down the hill. And then what happens? My new weighted ski slowly rolls off its old edge. For a brief instant, it seems flat on the snow, and then, progressively, this new outside ski rolls onto its new edge. It begins to turn. I am letting the ski turn rather than forcing it into a turn. I know I can trust my skis to turn if I shift onto the correct foot at the correct moment. This is an important notion. For most skiers, turning is something they do to their skis. But for experts, turning is something that the ski does on the snow through its own design. The skier is just the lucky passenger riding a bent, arcing ski. And this is more true than ever on shaped skis. Linda Waithofer, my wife and best friend, and favorite ski companion, has been an expert skier for many years. But on her super side cut skis, Linda has discovered a new level of confidence, relaxation, and precision. Here, on a sunny spring day on Aspen Mountain, Linda expresses exactly what I mean by the confidence not to turn. You've heard it often enough. We turn on the outside ski. We stand on the outside ski. The outside ski bends and carves for us. True, it's all true. But I want to share an insight with you almost a secret. The inside foot and leg of each turn may have an even more important role to play. I'm talking about the light foot, the one you are not standing on, the one toward the inside of the circle your skis make on the snow. Think of your inside foot, the foot on the inside of each turn, as your free foot. Because you're not standing on it, you are free to move it and adjust it any way you choose. And this is going to help you do 3 things. Shift your weight from ski to ski, maintain an efficient, narrow stance, and finally, adjust your edge angle for better carving. Let's start with weight shift. Obviously, shifting your weight onto the outside ski is the same thing as taking your weight off the inside ski. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But on shaped skis, it works better to focus on unweighting your downhill ski, the ski that will soon become the new inside ski of your turn. Concentrate on gently lifting that foot, ever so slightly, off the snow. Even better, concentrate on lifting the heel of that foot, ever so slightly, off the snow. Why the heel? Pulling your heel up will keep your whole body balanced. If, instead, you pull the toe of your boot up off the snow, it would throw your weight backward. Don't overdo it. Here, I'm making my right ski light. It doesn't get any lighter if I pick it way up off the snow. Whatever you do, trigger your turn by getting your weight off your bottom foot, your downhill foot, first. Start a right turn by pulling your weight off your right heel, getting off the right ski. Start a left turn by getting off the left ski. Right ski light, right turn. Left ski light, left turn. If you can start each turn by getting off the inside ski, you will have successfully mastered early weight shift, a vital skill for carved turns. If you hesitate to take your weight off your inside ski, even for a second, look what happens. You'll experience a small stem instead of a pure parallel start to your turn. Late weight shift is a problem that will come back to haunt you on steeper slopes. Don't let it happen. Get off your inside ski first, then turn. Once you've taken all the weight off your new inside ski, you'll find you can control that ski with small and subtle movements of your free foot. Focus on pulling the heel of your free foot inward toward the other boot. Don't jam your skis together. Just keep them comfortably close. Here's a game you can play, like a simple 2-step dance. First, in place, step to the side and pull your free foot in towards the foot you're standing on. That's right. Step and pull. Step and pull. The heel of the light foot is always pulling in toward the other foot. Now, try this move as you head straight down a gentle slope. Step and pull. Shift weight and bring your heel in. Step and pull. Step and pull. This inward tug of the light or free foot is going on all the time in skiing. Usually it's invisible, but this is the secret of the expert skier's relatively narrow stance. Here's another important game that will help you train your inside foot, your free foot, skating on skis. I already suggested skating in my first Breakthrough on Skis video. Let's look at it again, this time focusing even more on the role of the light foot. When you skate, you stride diagonally forward from one ski to the other. But what about the foot you push off of? The foot you leave behind? Skiers who find skating awkward always leave their light, free foot behind. Skilled skating involves pulling that light ski in, next to the ski you are gliding forward on, like this. After you've mastered this crucial skating skill, try this. Skate, then wait. Skate, then hesitate, balancing an extra moment or so over your gliding ski. Don't be surprised as your ski begins to turn. Now you are skating into the beginning of a carved turn. Skating is an extraordinary exercise for carved turns on shaped or super side cut skis for several reasons. Skating involves complete weight shift without any turning, twisting, or steering your feet. And now we are also practicing inside leg action, drawing the free foot in next to the other foot. Finally, you can feel your gliding ski roll gently over onto its edge and start to carve, slowly and progressively. As you skate, you are really practicing the start of your carved turns. The line between skating and actual turns is easily blurred, easily crossed. Just reduce the size of your skating steps and you will be turning, not skating at all. The crucial element is still what you do with your light foot. In a few moments, we're going to learn to use that light, free, inside foot to create more effective edging with our shaped skis. But first, a carved turn on shaped skis is not just a thing of beauty. It's a movement of great precision and refinement. On super side cut skis, force is less important than finesse. Maybe we should ask, what's the difference between a terrific turn and one that's merely okay? Perhaps the most important ingredient of a perfect turn is perfect balance. Balance on one foot, balance on the edge of one foot. I've been teaching skiers to stand and balance on one foot for a long time. It's the hallmark of expert skiing. But for a lot of skiers, one-footed balance isn't easy. That's because all skiers' bodies are different. Some skiers are knock-kneed. Some are bow-legged. Almost all skiers have a good side and a weak side. But don't despair. The science and art of boot alignment has come a long way. Try these simple exercises. Ski straight down a gentle slope. Lift one ski off the snow while you keep moving straight. Now, try the same thing, skiing across the slope in a traverse, in both directions. If these simple moves seem tricky, if you wobble and tend to lose your balance, or if your skis won't track straight, then it's very likely that you need some custom boot alignment. Alignment technicians like Jim Lindsay at Aspen Mountain's Performance Center can measure and alter the biomechanical factors that together add up to good or bad skier alignment. Starting with a detailed assessment, Jim uses a custom footbed to restore the optimal kinetic chain from foot to ankle to leg. Boot angles are adjusted, and wedges or cants can be introduced between the boot sole and the ski to fine-tune the skier's stance. At the end of this process, skiers discover a new ability to balance precisely on one foot, on the edge of one foot. Now you are ready to focus on the subtle edging you're going to need in pure carved turns. Let's go back to the role of the light inside foot, the free foot. I want to introduce you to something called phantom edging. Phantom edging is deceptively simple. It means tilting your light inside foot at an angle to the snow, as though you were edging it, but without putting any weight on it. Like this. What happens when you make this move with your light foot in an actual turn? Remarkably, this make-believe edging of an unweighted foot, which we'll call phantom edging, creates a powerful and parallel edging of the foot and ski that you're standing on, the weighted foot, which is, of course, the outside foot of each turn. Let's watch a few more carved turns in slow motion. Can you see the phantom edging action of the light or free foot in each turn? Why am I focusing your attention on this interesting move, phantom edging? Is it essential for carving on shaped skis? Yes and no. Rolling the inside ski over onto a sort of imaginary edge, while at the same time keeping that ski light and pulling it in relatively close to the weighted outside ski, is almost always part of a good turn. But is it cause or effect? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? I can't tell you for sure, but I can promise you this. If you concentrate on the phantom edging of your light foot, then your active outside ski will develop the exact same edge angle on the snow. This is a very powerful way to build your edging skills. Let's watch Harold Harb demonstrate phantom edging with the light inside foot. Harold was formerly an international racer and a U.S. demo team member. He's an inspiring skier and the first coach I know to focus on this phantom move of the free foot. The rule of thumb is this: on super side cut skis, the shorter a turn you want, the more phantom edging you use. Look at these two turns. To carve a long, graceful arc, lighten your inside foot and gently roll it over to a rather shallow edge angle. To carve a much shorter turn, really tilt your light foot over to a much steeper angle. Again, more phantom edging equals a shorter radius turn. This completes our saga of inside foot action on shaped skis. Remember, the inside foot of each turn does 3 jobs. First, it takes weight off the inside ski. Second, it keeps that light ski in a close parallel relation to the weighted turning ski. Finally, it controls the edge angle of the weighted ski by phantom edging of the light ski. Not 3 separate actions, but one smooth continuum. Later, when you're free skiing, not practicing, you won't really need to think about phantom edging at all. It will become just another aspect of the complementary action of both feet that controls the way your new shaped skis turn and carve. Ski instructors often talk about foot and leg action, but on super side cut skis, I believe the feet play the critical role. I've found that if you concentrate on what your foot needs to do, then your leg, knee, and hip will all wind up in the right place automatically. For example, in the phantom edging move, you will automatically flex your light leg and move it out of the way in order to permit your foot to tilt over toward its little toe edge. Ski teachers also talk a lot about angulation, about achieving the proper angles with knees, hips, and legs. Don't worry about this. Do the right thing with your feet. Move your body forward and down the hill into each new turn, and you will wind up with whatever angles your body needs. It just happens. The faster you ski, or the shorter you turn, the more your body tends to move to the inside of that turn, just to stay in balance. Let it happen. Don't try to force it to happen. And stay focused on your feet. Kim McDonald, artist, Aspen ski instructor, and former U.S. racer, is one of the most graceful skiers I know. Her perfect angulation is the natural result of what her feet and skis are doing on the snow. With subtle, almost invisible foot action, Kim moves smoothly from ski to ski, blending one arc with the next, without any sudden or forced movements of her hips or knees. Here, at slow speed, making relaxed turns, my body stays more or less upright. Forces in these turns are minimal, and angulation is neither needed nor visible. At higher speed, making somewhat shorter turns, my lower body naturally makes more of an angle to the snow. This is an automatic response to increased turning forces. All I've done to shorten these turns is to increase my phantom edging. Making still shorter turns at still higher speeds, Harold Harb's lower body is angled much more to the inside in order to balance the greater forces of these turns. His angulation looks extreme, but actually Harold's angulation is a natural response to his turns. Once again, it just happens. Instead of trying to assume a certain position or trying to angulate, your goal is simply to stay in balance over your turning ski. You can trust your body to find that balance on its own. But above all, stay focused on your feet. Ski with your feet. Skiing starts and ends with the feet. This is even more true with our new shaped skis than ever before. Carving turns is a kind of ultimate expression of expert skiing. Jerry Berg, former U.S. demo team member and head of training for the ski schools of Aspen, has been one of my skiing inspirations for years. You can see and sense Jerry's pure physical delight as he carves high-speed turns on his super side-cut skis. But carving turns, as exciting as it is, isn't the whole story. Don't become so mesmerized by the carving mystique that you ignore whole chapters of the expert skiing adventure. We run into the limits of carving in very short turns, on extreme steeps, in ungroomed snow, but above all, in extremely short turns. To carve, we bend our ski into an arc, and our new super side cut skis can flex into deeper arcs than skis ever could before. But there is a limit to how much any ski can bend. Beyond this limit, the ski has to skid a bit to complete the turn. That's right, carving and skidding can happen at the same time, a blend. Look at Harold Harb's perfect and powerful short turns once more. Harold carves as well as any skier I've ever seen, but in very short turns, even Harold's skis wind up slipping sideways just a bit. Many skiers feel discouraged when this happens. What's wrong with me? Why can't I carve my short turns as well as I do long turns? Don't worry, it's natural and inevitable to experience a little skidding as you make shorter and shorter arcs. This doesn't mean you've failed. And in fact, on deep side cut skis, you can put more carving into your short turns than skiers ever could before. How can you improve your short turns? How can you make them as carved as possible, even though they won't be 100% carved? Short turns too need a slow start. Don't twist your skis suddenly down the hill. Feel that your skis are slicing forward into the next arc. Give them a split second longer to start turning. But what makes a short turn short? What do you need to do to make a short turn? Two things are critical. First, anticipation. Anticipation means that your body is facing and moving straight down the hill. When you finish one turn and start the next, by shifting from foot to foot, your feet and skis naturally want to unwind, to realign themselves in a normal position beneath your body. They return beneath you. 1/3 of my first Breakthrough on Skis videotape is devoted to mastering this vital pattern, dynamic anticipation. Don't neglect it. You can't make good short turns if you let your body twist from turn to turn. My second short turn tip is this. Edge your turning ski more than normal to obtain maximum carving from its deep side cut. And what's the easiest way to do this? You guessed it, phantom edging. Instead of concentrating on your weighted ski, just roll your light or free inside foot over toward its little toe side, much more than usual. Increased phantom edging will speed up your outside ski's carving turning action. It works. Whatever you do, don't make the common mistake of trying to twist your skis harder in order to make shorter turns. Strong twisting and pivoting will only make your skis wash out sideways. Even in short turns, you need to be subtle at the start. Our idea is always the same. Trust your shaped skis to turn, don't force them. Ride them, don't wrestle them. Here's Paul Ruud, manager of the Aspen Mountain Ski School, making beautiful short turns down a freshly groomed pitch on Ruthie's Ridge. Paul manages to blend quite a lot of carving into his short turns by balancing on the edge of his foot and ski as they slice around, instead of twisting them vigorously. Carving short turns as much as possible requires a delicate balance. Paul has found it. You can too on shaped skis. Super side cut or shaped skis aren't just great tools for carving turns. Their special geometry and extra wide tips make them particularly versatile skis in tough terrain and tough snow conditions. For most skiers, tough terrain equals moguls. I've always enjoyed bump skiing, and 2/3 of my second Breakthrough on Skis videotape is devoted to taming the bumps. But super side cut skis have made bump skiing much, much easier. Why? Paradoxically, because these skis turn so quickly and easily, they encourage you not to overturn in the moguls, to relax and let your feet and skis follow a soft path through the bumps. To show you how well shaped skis behave in big bumps, I asked Paul Ruud to ski a steep pitch on Aspen Mountain. Paul always looks dashing in moguls, but you'll notice that he's actually skiing in a very relaxed manner. He doesn't need to edge his skis strongly in these bumps because the shape of each turn is already sculpted in the shape of each bump. Even in the most intimidating bumps, Paul lets his skis unwind beneath him, rather than jamming them around the corner. Watching these same turns in super slow motion, we can see Paul using all the classic bump skier's techniques: solid anticipation, rhythmic pole plants, a relaxed, unhurried start to each turn. If you're not familiar with this pattern already, you should review my 2 earlier Breakthrough on Skis videotapes. Bump skiing basics haven't changed with the advent of shaped skis. What is new is the ease with which a deep side cut follows an arc through the trough of each bump. A bump run on shaped skis takes significantly less muscular effort and energy than it used to. In the last analysis, gentle guiding action with his feet is all Paul needs to fit his shaped skis through this labyrinth of bumps. Finally, one last look across the valley at Paul Ruud making icy, frozen spring bumps on the face of Bell Mountain look awfully easy on super side cut skis. Paul has been one of my great role models all the years I've skied at Aspen. Few skiers, myself included, can match his poise in big bumps. But on shaped skis, we can all come a lot closer. Of course, like a lot of skiers, I'd rather ski powder than bumps. And powder is an obvious playground for shaped skis. Their much wider tips provide extra flotation. Not as much flotation as fat powder skis, but far more than traditional skis. But our new skis really come into their own in crud. What exactly is crud? Crud is just a skier's term for sun-baked, frozen, cut up, half-packed, half-tracked, lumpy, and always awkward snow. The often frustrating transition from powder to pack. I love skiing crud on my new skis. Sure, they get knocked around. Any skis will. But they never get trapped or caught. They float solidly through the worst lumps. They protect me from my worst mistakes. Not many skiers leave the ego-building ballroom snow of groomed runs in search of awkward cut-up crud, like this chunky snow at Snowmass in mid-April. But I have to say, it's great for your technique and your confidence. On shaped skis, you can probably ski crud better than you think you can. No question, in rough, cut-up, chunky snow, as in bumps, super side-cut skis will become your security blanket. So here we are with remarkable new skis, a remarkable new generation of innovative super side-cut skis, and a polished, more efficient technique. Is this it? Is this the goal? Hardly. Tools and technique are only the beginning. Skiing is an adventure, but at its best, skiing is a personal adventure, your adventure. The next step is finding your own style, expressing yourself, your emotions, your creativity, your personality on skis. To that end, I'd like to finish with several more runs by some of the different skiers who helped me film this video ski lesson. Each an expression of an individual day, an individual temperament, an individual skier. For all his poise and technique, Harold Harb is a vigorous and athletic skier. When I watch Harold ski, I see an expression of power and confidence. Harold loves to ski fast. In each of his turns, I sense a great reserve of strength, of experience, of options. Challenging terrain and less than perfect snow don't even slow him down. Harold takes the mountain in stride, imposes his turns on the terrain. As a former downhill racer, Kim McDonald is comfortable at any speed. Despite her obvious athleticism, to me, Kim's skiing expresses a particularly graceful, soft, almost delicate feel for the snow. Kim's shaped skis really snake over the snow, never losing contact, even with the roughest terrain. Kim's soft and subtle feeling for the snow only seems to increase the faster she skis. When two skiers as strong and athletic as Harold and Kim share the same slope, the result is always high-energy skiing. What does a ski teacher do on his day off? If you're Jerry Berg, you go skiing. Today, Jerry is heading for Olympic Bowl, just below the top of Aspen Highlands. I think of Jerry as a very playful, as well as extremely gifted and dynamic skier. Jerry always has a broad grin on his face. The harder the run, the happier he gets. A friend of mine once described his motivation for skiing by saying, "I'm only in it for the poetry." I've never been able to express my own passion for skiing better than that. An empty slope, a cold, crisp morning, effortless turns, a feeling of floating almost weightless over the snow. This is my personal image of skiing. Relating to skis, snow, and mountain as old friends. My own vision of skiing doesn't have to work for anyone else. It seems obvious that there's no one way, no right way, to ski any slope. Linda Waithofer and I have been skiing together for more than 20 years. Is there any reason we should ever stop? I don't think so. Especially not with these sensational new skis on our feet. We no longer have to strive to ski correctly. We've made friends with our skis and with the mountain. We're skiing the way we feel. Now, it's your turn.